Hi, today we are going to make spooky sounds. Spooky. I really like having this fog machine here. Anyway, I figured it was probably time to start talking about vocals. I started working on something and it seemed spooky to me, so I figured, well, I should probably dress like a vampire. Probably not. So, okay, started a track. We're gonna dive into it. To me, I think it needs some sort of a vampire vocal, and we're going to dive in and see what we can make from this idea. Okie dokie. Okay, here we are in Logic Pro. Let's get a little more fog going in here, because that's what's happening today. Okay, so I'm calling this one Goth Choir. It's programmed already. I have a little sequence here. And just we've got a really simple kick snare, a kick and snare. Here's what it's kind of sounding like right now. And I'll just twist the filter cutoff knob on the Moog, and we'll catch a vibe, huh? How's that sound? You gotta have the double claps. That's fun. Open hat. And then here comes the Mellotron. So that's kind of the basic idea, right? That's the main kind of vibe. Now, you'll notice with the Mellotron, which, by the way, if you don't have a Mellotron, and most people don't because they're insanely expensive, Logic actually has a built-in vintage Mellotron. It's actually pretty darn good. And when it comes to like spooky sounds, I like to go for the boys' choir. There's something about like children, ghostly sounding children, that just sounds cool to me. And so that's what I have going on here. I'll solo it out and you'll notice it's kind of swelling like that, and that's because of the compressor. What's going on in the compressor is you'll notice that I have right up here the side chain. Depending on what track you set the side chain to, it's going to automatically duck. So you can see here I have it set to the kick. So when the kick is hitting, it's kind of ducking, and you'll notice, without the compressor, if I just solo that out, that's cool too, but I just kind of wanted it to feel, I don't know, to me that it feels more like uncomfortable or weird, or I don't know. Vintage Exciter. I actually don't really know what this thing does, and I don't know if the people who made it know what it does either. It's just kind of, it's not quite an EQ, and it's not quite, it's an exciter. They kind of nailed it with the name. So we're talking about vocals here. It's sounding kind of spooky, and for something like this, it's like, well, I want a really simple vocal that's like repetitive, maybe. Maybe we're at some like vampire, goth club, which I've spent a lot of time at. Here, I kind of want to not understand the words. I feel like it should be in like German or something. Why not say something ridiculous that sounds cool in German? Let's pull up Google Translate here. Let's just say like, we'll say, I love cheese.
Ich liebe Käse.
Ich liebe Käse. Okay, I think we can work with that. Ich liebe Käse. Ich liebe Käse. Yeah, see, just like that. Usually when I do melodies, I like to find what's fun to, like the rhythm of that. It's just kind of like da 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 da. Something that you can sing along to, because I like when I can sing along to songs. I don't like when I can't understand the words. Even if it's in another language, you should at least be able to hear what the vocalist is saying. Call me crazy. Typically what I would do in this situation is I would do a new audio track. I've got 2 audio tracks here. We'll call this first one Dracula vocal. We'll call the second one Demon vocal. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess we can talk about this. So I learned how to do the Dracula vocal from a friend who has been canceled. Working in the studio with him at one time, I was completely blown away. To do this trick, it requires something extra special, and that something is chocolate. You just kind of want your throat coated. Already I can feel we're getting somewhere there. Oh, yeah. You want to feel every single, like, tiny piece of air passing through the vocal cords. I love cheese is what we're saying. Ich liebe Käse. Okay, if you're German and you're watching this and you speak German and English, I hope you enjoyed that. Typically where I would start here is I would go first and foremost into a compressor. Cool. That sounded awesome. Now, I would probably go towards like an EQ at this time. The vocal range in this is really something else. So I would just kind of go for a default like Neve style. I like the Neve style EQs. That's just me. I think the performance from the first part is a lot better. So I'm just going to loop that. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff. Now, it's up to you whether you want to put distortion at the end of the modulation or before the modulation. I want the distortion in this case to come first. So I'm going to pull in. If you don't have this plugin, you really should. It's from Sound Toys. It's called the Decapitator. If you're familiar with my body of work, this is pretty much on every single thing I've ever done. It's amazing. I don't know how they do it. Immediately. Without. With. It sounds great, and that's why I use it on pretty much everything. I love how I'm just saying I love cheese over and over. So I'm pushing the drive pretty far. I think it sounds cool. So here's the trick to making the Dracula vocal. I'm giving a huge secret away here, but who cares? It's YouTube, whatever. And nothing matters. It's based off of the Eventide 910. They make that plugin. I think Universal Audio makes it. I don't have it, but the Valhalla Delay actually has a great sounding version of that. It's really cool. So let's do a demon vocal. Why not? We're just kind of we're having fun here. Let's add some more fog. Actually, I feel like maybe if we're gonna do a demon vocal on top of a Dracula vocal, this is a technique that I had to learn. Actually, I've always really liked black metal music. When I was growing up or learning how to record, I didn't have like a full blown studio, so I couldn't be super loud and just do like full blown screams. Like I had to figure out a way to do it. You have to eat your M&Ms. You know, you make it sound, you just kind of like imagine that you're like a demon, right? That sounds completely insane. And by the way, there's literally nothing on it. First things first, compressor. You can literally hear the chocolate. Like it's such a dumb trick, but it works. First, what I'm gonna do, this is a super trick actually. Again, if you're familiar with any of the stuff that I've done, this is something that we use like crazy. Another Sound Toys plugin. This one's called the Little Altar Boy. So we're really getting into like absolutely terrifying territory. I'm getting concerned actually in just doing this. But let's kind of put these together and hear how it sounds in a mix. That is a crazy sound right there. That's completely insane. This is how I typically do these weird scream things. I would probably go back and add a decapitator on top of this. I'm hearing a lot of low end that I don't want, but I want the distortion, the low end that's affecting the distortion. So I'm going to low cut on the decapitator, right? So let's just kind of, let's see what happens. Now I kind of want this this demon to blend a little bit more with the Dracula. So I'm going to work in that bus and add that 9/10 effect from the Valhalla delay. So that's sounding pretty insane if you ask me. Let's just listen through and play with. I still haven't even figured out what I want to do with the Moog. I just know I like the part that I programmed. So then at this point, I would get back more into production and keep things going. So let's just play around and see how it sounds. I like that. Oh man, that's a lot of fun. I like music, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you just have to distort things and make them sound the way that you want them to sound. Usually, distortion is what I kind of do on everything. We have something very exciting. If you would like to be spooky yourself, you can pick yourself up a Titanic Sinclair hooded sweatshirt. And I hired a designer from Sweden, and she was probably the nicest person I've ever talked to. But these are authentically designed by a Swedish death metal designer. These are pretty cool too. We have little patches if you'd like to buy a patch and maybe put it on like a jean jacket or something. If you would like to buy one of these, hop over to titanicsinclair.bandcamp.com. Link is in the description, and you can own one if you'd like. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. If you dig it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, the bell. You can hit that too. I don't know. It's all the things, but it helps this channel and helps us to be able to make more videos like this. So hey, why not? And if you really want to go the extra mile, go ahead and click that join button every single week. One extra hour-long video. It's good stuff. Anyway, I appreciate you. Stay cool. Peace and love, and we'll see you next time. Bye.